Ladies and gentlemen, from the Indian Institute of Pulse Research, Dr. Prasoon Verma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sabhi ko meri namaste. This is for the first time IIPR has been invited to IPGA. For that, I would like to thank our organizers that they have considered to research organization to be here and present their thoughts. Recently, our institute is working in the area of developing the improving the varieties of major pulses, pigeon pea, chickpea, lentil, mung bean, urd bean, and field peas. Here we have been given the topic on the overview of minor pulses. As we all know that pulses are grown in the area, rain-fed areas by the resource-poor farmers. So is the case with the minor pulses also. And recently we have shifted towards that, our cereal is shifting towards the millets. And in a similar way, that the importance of minor pulses is also increasing. It is almost 53% land area of India comes under the arid and semi-arid regions. Arid and semi-arid regions are characterized by the low rainfall, and about 19% of the country experience the arid condition every year. Main crops in the semi-arid region are basically millets, wheats, and pulses, and traditional practices are followed in these regions. So what we face that in case of pulses, we need critical irrigation at the critical stage of production. So water availability is essential. It provides the livelihood security and nutritional security, energy security as well. As we all know that pulses fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere, so they help in the sustainability of the agriculture by introducing nitrogen, by fixation of nitrogen into the soil. And the minor pulses, mainly the horse gram, moth bean, cowpea, if you see nutritionally, they are as good as our traditional or major pulses. So minor pulses are considered as cowpea, guar bean, horse gram, moth bean. In case of cowpea, its area in the India is around 12 to 13 lakh hectares, and production is around 30 to 31 lakh tons. The major pulse lobia growing, cowpea growing areas are Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, coastal area of the southern state. These are the popular varieties of the cowpea. Similarly, in the case of moth bean, the area is 9 to 11 lakh hectares and production is 3 to 4 lakh tons. The major states are Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. In case of horse gram, it is 4 to 5 lakh hectares and production is 2 to 2.5 lakh tons. Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, and hilly regions it is grown. And kulthi has advantage of that kidney stone relief also, so it is recommended for the kidney stone treatment. Guar is around 35 to 40 lakh hectares and production is 20 to 20 lakh tons. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, all the states where the rainfall is deficit, these crops are preferred. So what we face the constraint that we want rainfall or water supply up at the critical stage of the production. So water availability and early withdrawal of monsoon is the major constraint, limiting variability in the grain size and variations, and these similarly in the case of lobia, asymmetric or intermediate kind of grains. In case of kulthi or horse gram, the productivity is low. In case of guar bean, the greater fluctuation in cropped areas due to the variation in rainfall and longer maturity duration. So breeding can be done in order to reduce the maturity duration. Terminal moisture stress is the constraint and lower productivity. So approaches so far is that development of the new varieties which are early high yielding and multiple stress resistant varieties need to be developed, and matching agro-technological techniques have to be developed for higher production. Introduction of early maturing mung bean can substitute the cluster bean, and introduction of pulses, early pigeon pea in cropping system can be introduced. At national level, we have around 3,000 accessions for 3,600 accessions for cowpea, 2,500 accessions for horse gram, 1,500 accessions for moth bean, and 40 accessions for cluster bean. So, identified germplasm, we have the NVPGR, National Plant Genetic Resource Institute at New Delhi, which is having accession more than 5,000, and wild accessions have been introduced from USA, and 3,700 accessions subjected to the ex situ conservations. Ex situ is across the environmental conditions. These accessions can be tried. Similarly, the cowpea germplasm collection has been done and maintained at NVPGR, SAUs, and ICR institutes. 2,100 accessions evaluated, characterized, and documented for 24 descriptors, and 342 lines conserved in ex situ environment. These are the promising accessions for different traits like pod length, bold seeded grains, early maturity. Similar is the case with the horse gram. Around 2,500 accessions are being conserved in ex situ environment. In case of moth bean, indigenous crop of the India, it is the indigenous crop of India, and maximum genetic diversity has been observed in this crop. More than 2,000 accessions are collected and evaluated. These are the promising varieties developed for the arid legumes, utilizing the germplant's resources available with us. Varieties for arid legumes crops recommended for the cultivation in different states are like this. Similarly, in case of guar and moth bean. These are the few treatments which can be given to the crop in order to increase the productivity. The trizobium inoculation is done to improve the nitrogen fixation. Phosphate solubilizing bacteria can be used for the solubilization of native phosphorus in the soil. Biopesticides can be used. It can be grown with the minimum tillage or low tillage, zero tillage system. Similarly, we have to harvest the water so that irrigation can be provided at the critical stages. Since it is grown by the small and marginal farmers in the resource poor areas, we can establish small pulse milling units. Various research organizations like CFTRI, CI Bhopal, PDKV Akola, and IIPR has developed mini dal mills of 1 quintal per hour capacity. It's cost around 1 to 1.5 lakhs, and it can be used for grading of the grains. Reduction of the anti-nutritional compound can be done by removal of the husk. It can minimize the storage losses. We have seen that if we store the pulses in dehusked form, that is dehusked split, it can be stored for longer duration without use of any chemical or pesticide. We can make value-added products. We can generate income and employment generations at the production catchment. And in future, what we feel that decentralization of the storage system by the farmers and milling of the pulses in the rural catchment can help in for the farmers who are growing the minor crops, minor pulses. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Verma. May I please request from the IPGA committee, Mr. Pritesh Nandu, to please step up on stage and present a memento to Dr. Prasoon Verma.